Okay, my name is Nancy Hickson Yancey. I was born July 22nd, 1934. Dan is my grandson. I vaguely remember Christmas when I was 4. I remember the dog we had then, a big black chow named Sally. And I remember riding my scooter when I was about 4. I think probably about 4 years old is as far back as I go.
Okay. Who were your parents?
Pat and Camel Hickson.
Okay. What were your parents like?
Just like parents. I mean, they were just normal people. My dad was a teacher. My mother stayed home and raised us, and just people.
Where did your dad teach?
He taught at Normandy. I have one brother. He was just a brother, just a normal kid.
Was there anything special about them growing up?
No, we just grew up. I mean, we didn't.
Okay.
Yes, very much. I've always liked school.
Tell me about how school was when you were in school.
Went to good old grade school in Webster. It was just a normal grade school. We had very good teachers, and we learned a lot, and it was very, very nice. I mean, I liked all the kids and got along fine.
Do-
There was a shortage of young men, seriously, when our janitor got sick and with TB and had to go into a hospital. We couldn't be around us anymore, and they had a terrible time finding another janitor because all young men were in the service, and that was a difference. But most of our teachers were women, and they just kept on teaching. The games we played usually had to do with the war in some aspect or another, except for jump rope and things like that. But the board games, I know we had one that was called Bataan, which we played all the time, and we had a lot of games based on the war. It was a national thing. I mean, it was clear down kindergartners. You know, we had scrap drives at school, and we bought saving stamps on Thursdays. We took our dime with us and lined up and bought our saving stamp, and we had saving stamps books. We put them in, and then if you got, I don't know how many it was, I don't remember, full, you could trade them in on a savings bond. And everybody bought savings bonds, and that was one of the main ways they financed the war. You couldn't ride on a train. The military completely took over the trains. In fact, you couldn't go anywhere, really, because gas was rationed. We
Other
just
things you
played
did.
like normal kids. I mean, you know, we played baseball, and baseball was much more a part of everybody's lives, at least in St. Louis then, than it is now for the kids. We played it in school, and we were taught how to play baseball. And I mean, that's what we did after school. We had a baseball diamond in our backyard, and we just played baseball and did trading cards and paper dolls and dolls like all kids do. The war set in when I was so young. I wouldn't have had a chance to be any other way. But I don't think it did change me really because, well, yeah, you were more worried than I think we would have been had it not been going on. And all my cousins were in the service, and a lot of them were in serious danger. And you know, we had them to worry about, and I guess that you just need to be not quite as trusting as we had been. It was just always there. I don't know if there were any vital lessons about my personal life. They were just generalized things. Well, a lot of things affected us personally. I mean, we had food rationed.
So, like, food rationing was
Yeah, that affected everybody personally.
what caused that?
The fact that they had to feed the troops. Most of the meat and what was rationed? Meat and sugar. Those are the two main things. But there were other things too that we couldn't get, and we just accepted it. You know, it was. That's the way it was. The troops had to be fed. That was way more important. And metal was impossible to get. All the metal was going making rifles and bullets and ammunition and all that. And you couldn't buy a new car. Cars were not made anymore. The teachers got gas. We had gas stickers all the way across the front windshield. I guess considering, I mean, centered around World War II would have been VE Day and VJ Day were terribly happy times. People went kind of crazy. But as for my childhood, I mean, I had a lot of happy times, like birthdays and Christmases and being with my friends and brownies and Girl Scouts. I mean, all that was perfectly normal.
That you can think of.
Knowing people, seeing houses that had the gold stars in the windows, which meant they'd lost somebody in the war. And we went through a brief period of being very scared when one of my cousins was missing in action during the Battle of the Bulge, but you know, he showed up 3 or 4 days later carrying his buddy on his back, for which he earned a Silver Star. But during those, the telegram came to my aunt, and we were all very scared then.
Who was this aunt? So, for my personal.
Aunt Florence.
Aunt Florence? I don't think I've heard you mention her.
Yeah, well, she was Sammy's mother. Sam was the one that was missing in action.